The feeling that there's never enough time and that things are always left undone is something many of us deal with daily. But what if there was a way to change that? Focus and productivity aren't just about working harder or cramming every minute of the day with tasks. In fact, it's about working smarter, knowing where to put your energy so you can achieve your goals more effectively. When we can direct our focus to what truly matters, something magical happens. We start to see results, feel in control, and above all, find a balance that benefits us. In this theme, let's talk about how focus and productivity can transform your life. We'll explore together simple and practical strategies that you can start using today to work better, feel more fulfilled, and finally live with more purpose. After all, everyone deserves to feel like they're moving in the right direction, and focus might be the key to making that happen. Chapter 1: The Power of Focus. Insane focus is an expression that, at first glance, might seem extreme, but it reflects the essence of something incredibly powerful: the ability to maintain intense attention on important tasks, with a level of intensity that few people can achieve. This kind of focus isn't just about being concentrated, it's about being totally immersed to the point where other distractions practically disappear from your field of view. Imagine a laser, whose light is so concentrated that it can cut through metal. Insane focus is the mental equivalent of that laser. It allows you to direct your mental energy so precisely and intensely that tasks that once seemed insurmountable become not only possible but achievable with high efficiency. Think about how this applies in practice. When a person adopts this level of concentration, complex tasks, those that would typically take hours or days of work, are accomplished with impressive fluidity and speed. Efficiency is not just a matter of speed but of depth. Insane focus allows you to dive so deeply into a task that you start to see solutions that others, distracted by the endless interruptions of everyday life, would never perceive. It's as if time passes differently. You enter a state of flow where every detail fits perfectly, where every move is calculated and precise. Great figures of success are living examples of how insane focus can transform lives. Steve Jobs, for example, was known for his extreme ability to concentrate. He would eliminate any distraction that could divert his attention from what he considered essential. His approach of doing less but better resulted in products that revolutionized entire industries. Jobs could visualize the final product so clearly that it guided all decisions throughout the development process, a focus so relentless that it was sometimes misunderstood by those around him. But the results speak for themselves. He built one of the most valuable companies in the world, creating devices that shaped modern life. Another example is Michael Jordan, whose dedication to his craft made him a basketball legend. Jordan was known for his ability to completely focus, whether during practice or in a game. He didn't just practice more than others, he did so with unmatched intensity. His mind was so focused on victory that he could disconnect from anything not directly related to that goal. During the most critical moments of a game, while other players might crumble under pressure, Jordan thrived. His insane focus didn't allow him to be overwhelmed by expectations or distracted by the crowd's noise. He simply saw the basket, and everything else faded away. The need for focus in achieving success is an almost universal truth. Without it, even the most well-laid plans can dissipate in the face of distractions. Achieving great goals depends largely on the ability to keep your mind fixed on what really matters, without being swayed by the temptations of less important tasks. Consider a complex project, like writing a book or launching a company. The road to success is long and filled with obstacles. Without focus, you get lost in trivial details, procrastinate, and eventually give up. Science confirms this connection between focus and achievement. Studies show that people who can maintain high levels of concentration perform better on tasks requiring problem-solving, learning, and creativity. For example, research conducted at prestigious universities has revealed that students who practice concentration techniques, like meditation or mindfulness, tend to have better grades and complete their tasks more effectively than their peers who are easily distracted. The human brain is like a muscle, and focus is a skill that can be trained and improved. Neuroscience studies indicate that continuous practice of activities requiring high concentration can literally change the brain's structure, strengthening the neural connections associated with attention and problem solving. It's like building a more direct and efficient path between idea and execution. On the other hand, those who constantly allow themselves to be distracted weaken these connections, making it increasingly difficult to return to a state of deep concentration. There's also a noticeable difference between individuals with heightened focus and those who are easily distracted. Those with a more developed focus not only accomplish more but also do so with greater quality. They can dive into a subject with a depth that others simply can't reach. This depth leads to innovation, the creation of solutions that, to the less focused mind, would seem impossible. It's the difference between just checking off items on a to-do list and truly making an impact. Conversely, those who are easily distracted face a constant struggle. With each interruption, no matter how small, they lose their train of thought, have to redouble their efforts to reconnect with the task, and end up spending more time and energy to achieve inferior results. Imagine the mind as a computer with multiple windows open. Every new distraction is like opening another tab in the browser, until the system becomes overloaded and crashes. In the end, even the simplest tasks can seem unbearably difficult. Time, often seen as the most precious resource we have, has been constantly revered as the key to success. It's common to hear that time is money and that those who manage their time well are destined to achieve great things. However, this view, though popular, isn't necessarily true. In fact, time itself might be less crucial to success than we imagine. What really sets successful people apart from others isn't the time they have, but how they use it. The myth of time as a scarce resource is deeply rooted in our culture. It's common to associate success with long hours of work, as if the amount of time dedicated to a task is directly proportional to the quality or impact of the final result. However, this perception is flawed. The belief that more hours of work result in greater success ignores a crucial factor: the effectiveness with which that time is used. It's not uncommon to see people who work tirelessly, staying up all night and sacrificing weekends, but who, in the end, fail to achieve the results they expected. This happens because it's not the quantity of hours that matters, but the quality of attention and focus during those hours. Take, for example, the life of a typical entrepreneur. It's easy to assume that their success is due to working 80 hours a week. But if we look deeper, we'll see that what really makes the difference is what they do during those hours. Working long hours might seem productive, but if those hours are filled with distractions and interruptions, the result will be mediocre. On the other hand, someone who works 40 hours a week, but with clear and precise focus, often achieves much more. This brings us to the issue of time versus focus. Time, by itself, is an inert resource. It passes regardless of what we do with it. Focus, however, is what gives life to time. When we're truly focused, we can turn even a small amount of time into something extremely productive. This is the big difference: the right focus is far more important than the amount of time available. It's not about having more hours in the day, but knowing how to use the hours you already have. Consider, for example, a creative task like writing an article or developing a new product. Someone who spends 8 hours a day just working without clear focus might end up with little progress by the end of the day. In contrast, a person who dedicates 2 hours, but with total focus, will likely produce work of much higher quality and in less time. This is because when we're focused, our brain works more efficiently, connecting ideas, solving problems, and creating solutions more quickly and effectively. Efficiency in time usage, therefore, doesn't come from quantity but from the intensity and direction of focus. Think about people who manage to balance multiple responsibilities, a full-time job, a family, and still find time for hobbies or side projects. Their secret isn't a clock with more hours, but a unique ability to focus on the right things at the right time. They prioritize, eliminate distractions, and dive fully into tasks, using the time they have in an incredibly efficient way. This shift in mindset, from "I need more time" to "I need more focus," is key to reaching a new level of productivity and fulfillment. By realizing that time itself isn't the problem, we begin to understand that focus is the true key to success. This realization can be liberating, as it takes us out of the vicious cycle of trying to find more time and directs us towards optimizing the time we already have. Redefining priorities based on focus involves reevaluating what truly matters. Often, we're so busy trying to do everything that we forget what's really essential. Techniques like the 80-20 rule, which suggests that 80% of results come from 20% of efforts, can be extremely helpful here. By identifying which activities generate the most results and dedicating our total focus to them, we can maximize our productivity without increasing our working hours. Another effective technique is the use of focus time blocks, also known as the Pomodoro technique. This strategy involves dividing work into short, intense intervals, usually 25 minutes, followed by short breaks. During these blocks, focus is absolute, and all distractions are eliminated. This not only increases the amount of work done but also improves quality, as the brain remains in a high-performance state. Shifting this mindset doesn't happen overnight, but the results can be transformative. The next time you feel overwhelmed or wish the day had more hours, remember that focus is the true currency of success. Concentrate on what really matters, eliminate what doesn't add value, and you'll see that time, once seen as an enemy, becomes a powerful ally in your journey to achievement. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Your subscription helps us keep creating content with love and dedication. Chapter 2: Understanding Construction versus Maintenance Work. The construction process is a crucial phase in any endeavor, whether in developing a new product, service, or even in building a career. This construction work can be defined as the effort dedicated to creating something new, something that didn't exist before. It's the phase where ideas begin to take shape and the foundations of a project are established. During this stage, it's common to feel like every day brings new challenges and that progress may seem slow, but it's precisely at this moment that the groundwork for future success is being carefully laid. When we talk about construction work, we're referring to creating something from scratch. Whether it's an innovative product, a service that aims to solve a specific problem, or even an entire company, this initial phase of construction requires a significant investment of time and effort. This happens because, in the beginning, there's a lot of work to be done to turn an idea into reality. It takes research, planning, prototyping, and a series of other activities that, together, prepare the ground for long-term success. Think, for example, of an entrepreneur launching a new startup. In the first few months, they will need to devote an enormous amount of energy to building their product, developing their brand, finding their first customers, and establishing operational processes. This is when they're likely working long hours, facing uncertainties, and often feeling the pressure to deliver results with few resources. But this intensity is normal and necessary because it's during this construction phase that the foundations of any great project are established. Projects that require an intense construction phase are common in various fields. In technology, for example, software or app development often demands long periods of coding, testing, and refinement before the product can be launched to the market. Similarly, in construction, erecting a building involves months, if not years, of planning and execution before the project is complete. These examples show that the construction phase is inherently demanding, but also essential to ensure that the final product is solid and successful. Although the construction phase is demanding, it's important to understand that its nature is temporary. Often, the intensity of the work may give the impression that this will be the new normal, but in reality, this phase is just a part of a project's life cycle. Construction is, by definition, a period of intense work, but once the foundations are established, the pace of work usually becomes more sustainable. This understanding is vital to maintain the right perspective during the toughest moments. Structuring work time during the construction phase can make all the difference in efficiency and mental health. One of the biggest challenges is balancing the need to move quickly with the need to avoid burnout. For this, it's important to create a realistic schedule that includes not only hours of intensive work but also moments of rest and recovery. Techniques like weekly planning, where the most critical tasks are prioritized, can help maintain focus and ensure that work progresses steadily without compromising health. Avoiding burnout during the construction phase is a real challenge, especially because the pressure to deliver results can be enormous. One of the best ways to protect yourself against burnout is to take a proactive approach to self-care. This includes ensuring that you're getting enough sleep, maintaining a balanced diet, and incorporating regular physical activity into your routine. Additionally, it's important to set clear boundaries between work and personal time, even if that means being disciplined and shutting down the computer at the end of the day or taking regular breaks to recharge. Another fundamental aspect of construction work is setting realistic expectations. Understanding that the construction phase is temporary and necessary can help reduce the frustration and anxiety that often accompany periods of intense work. Knowing that this extra effort is an investment in the future allows you to stay calm and determined during the most challenging moments. Maintaining motivation during periods of intense work is crucial to successfully navigating the construction phase. One of the most effective ways to do this is to break the project down into smaller goals and celebrate them as they are achieved. This not only provides a sense of progress but also helps keep morale high. Additionally, constantly reminding yourself of the why behind the project, the reason you started this work in the first place, can be a powerful source of inspiration in moments of fatigue. Measuring progress during construction is also an important strategy to keep spirits high and ensure that the project is on the right track. Setting clear milestones and regularly reviewing task progress can provide an objective view of how much has already been accomplished, as well as identify areas that may need adjustments. This helps keep focus on what really matters and avoid the feeling of being overwhelmed by the enormity of the remaining work. After the intense construction phase, which requires focus and dedication to create something new, comes the maintenance phase, which is equally essential but of a very different nature. Maintenance work can be defined as the process of refining and sustaining what has already been created. It's the phase where you ensure that the project, product, or service continues to function effectively and that it continues to generate value over time. If construction is about creating and laying the foundation, maintenance is about keeping that foundation solid, adjusting, and improving as needed. One of the main differences between construction and maintenance is the demand for hours and effort. During the construction phase, the work is more intense and absorbing, often requiring long hours and concentrated effort to ensure that everything is created in the best possible way. In the maintenance phase, although still important, it tends to be less strenuous in terms of time and energy. At this stage, the focus is on ensuring that what has been built continues to operate smoothly, making adjustments as needed and preventing any minor issues from turning into bigger problems. For example, after launching a product to the market, the maintenance phase might include activities like regular updates, customer support, and minor adjustments based on user feedback. In terms of marketing, it might involve ongoing content creation, digital marketing campaigns, and social media management to keep the audience engaged. While these activities are critical to long-term success, they generally don't require the same level of energy and focus as the initial construction phase. Comparing the time and effort demands between the construction and maintenance phases, it becomes clear that the nature of work changes significantly. During construction, there's a constant need for innovation and creation, which can be mentally and physically exhausting. Each day brings new challenges, and there's constant pressure to make significant progress. On the other hand, the maintenance phase is more about management and refinement. The creation has already happened, and now the focus is on ensuring that everything continues to work as planned. After an intense construction phase, it's crucial to plan the maintenance time effectively. This may involve reassessing available resources and redistributing responsibilities. For example, if during construction it was necessary to dedicate most of the time to product development, in maintenance, more time can be allocated to marketing and customer support, areas that now become more critical to ongoing success. This shift in time and resource allocation should be carefully planned to ensure a smooth transition and that all important areas receive the attention they need. It's also vital to adjust expectations and planning when entering the maintenance phase. It's natural that after the intensity of construction, there's an expectation that the work pace will slow down. While this is true to some extent, it's important to remember that maintenance is not a resting phase, but rather one of ongoing and sustained work. Planning should reflect this reality, ensuring that maintenance activities are carried out efficiently and that the project continues to grow and develop. To optimize maintenance time and continue being productive, some strategies can be implemented. One of them is the automation of routine tasks. With today's technology, many maintenance tasks, such as social media management, email marketing, and content updates, can be automated, freeing up time to focus on more impactful activities. Additionally, effective task delegation is also crucial. If during the construction phase you were directly involved in all aspects of the project, in maintenance, it may be more efficient to delegate some of these responsibilities to team members or automated tools. Tools and techniques to simplify maintenance tasks are plentiful and can make a big difference in process efficiency. Project management tools like Trello or Asana can help track maintenance tasks, ensuring that nothing is overlooked. Marketing automation software like HubSpot can manage digital marketing campaigns with little manual intervention, allowing you to focus on other areas. Additionally, analytics tools like Google Analytics allow you to monitor the ongoing performance of your initiatives, providing valuable insights that can be used to make quick and efficient adjustments. Maintenance, depending on the skill level and efficiency of the tools used, can be done with fewer daily hours, freeing up time to explore new opportunities or develop other areas of the project. As skills and understanding of the system or product improve, the need for constant intervention decreases, allowing maintenance to be more about monitoring and occasional adjustments than intense daily work. The maintenance phase is a critical step that follows construction, focusing on sustaining and refining what has already been created. While construction requires intense and concentrated effort, maintenance, though still demanding, is more about ensuring everything runs smoothly and efficiently. With a good maintenance strategy, it's possible not only to preserve what was built but also to continuously improve the project, ensuring its long-term success. Chapter 3: Philosophy of Focus and Productivity. The human mind, with its complexity and near unlimited capacity, can be compared to a powerful supercomputer. Just as a supercomputer processes vast amounts of information and performs multiple tasks simultaneously, our minds do extraordinary work every day. But just like any computer, the efficiency of the mind depends on how we manage our resources, particularly focus, which acts as the RAM of our minds, determining its performance and capacity. Imagine the mind as a supercomputer with enormous processing capacity. Just like a high-performance computer, our mind can process information quickly and efficiently, performing complex calculations, storing data, and accessing memories. The analogy of focus as the RAM of this supercomputer is quite fitting. The more focus we have on a specific task, the more memory and capacity are dedicated to that task, allowing it to be executed with precision and speed. Focus is what directs our mental resources to what matters, and the amount of RAM available determines how well we can perform multiple tasks. However, just as in a supercomputer, when we open too many mental windows at once, that is, when we try to focus on several tasks simultaneously, we begin to overload our mental RAM. This can lead to a significant decrease in performance. When focus is dispersed among various activities, the brain tries to distribute its resources to meet all demands, but this usually results in inferior performance in all of them. Imagine trying to write an important report while answering emails, taking phone calls, and doing online research. Each of these activities competes for the same RAM space, and the result is slower processing, a greater likelihood of errors, and often a feeling of burnout. Mental RAM overload is a common problem in modern life, where multitasking is often seen as a desirable skill. However, this overload can have a profoundly negative impact on our ability to focus and, consequently, on our productivity and mental well-being. When the mind is overloaded with too many tasks open at once, we begin to feel the effects of slow mental processing, confusion, lack of clarity, and even stress. Fortunately, there are effective techniques to reduce this mental overload and improve focus performance. A simple but powerful approach is the practice of mental cleaning. This can be done through writing, where you put on paper all the tasks, worries, and thoughts that are occupying space in your mind. This process is similar to closing unnecessary windows on a computer to free up RAM. By externalizing these thoughts, you create more mental space to focus on truly important tasks, allowing your mind to function more efficiently. Another effective method is the practice of mindfulness, which helps calm the mind and reduce distractions. Mindfulness involves fully focusing on the present moment, observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. By practicing mindfulness regularly, you train your mind to better concentrate on one task at a time, increasing your focus capacity and reducing the tendency to be distracted by irrelevant thoughts. This is like adjusting the supercomputer's focus to a single task, maximizing performance. To keep the mind clear and focused, simple daily exercises can be extremely beneficial. One example is deep breathing, where you focus only on your breath for a few minutes, inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. This exercise not only helps calm the mind but also resets your focus, allowing you to return to work with a renewed mindset. Another useful exercise is guided meditation, which can be done in just a few minutes and helps free the mind from excessive thoughts, promoting a sense of clarity and calm. Using writing as a tool to reset the mind is particularly effective in freeing up focus space. When you write about your concerns, tasks, or ideas, you're, in a way, creating a mental backup. This means that instead of keeping everything in your head, you can release that information and trust that it's stored somewhere, ready to be accessed when needed. This simple act of externalizing thoughts can work wonders in freeing up mental RAM, allowing you to focus more deeply on the tasks at hand. Additionally, incorporating daily exercises to keep the mind clear and focused is an effective way to ensure that you're always operating at your maximum capacity. Small rituals, like starting the day with a brief meditation session or ending the workday with a few minutes of reflective writing, can help keep the mind organized and ready to tackle the most challenging tasks. These practices, when done consistently, can transform the way you manage your mental energy, ensuring that your RAM is always ready for what matters most. In the end, understanding the mind as a powerful supercomputer helps us appreciate the value of focus and mental clarity. When we learn to manage our mental RAM, whether through writing, mindfulness, or daily exercises, we're optimizing our system to function in the best way possible. And just like a well-managed supercomputer, a focused and clear mind is capable of achieving extraordinary results with efficiency and precision. Psychic disorder, or psychic entropy, is a concept that describes the human mind's tendency to fall into a state of chaos and disorganization when exposed to distractions and information overload. Simply put, psychic entropy is the invisible enemy that undermines our productivity, focus, and mental well-being, turning the potential for clarity and efficiency into confusion and stress. Psychic entropy manifests itself in various ways in our daily lives. It can be described as the feeling of being constantly distracted, unable to maintain focus on a task for an extended period, or feeling that the mind is full of scattered and disconnected thoughts. This state of mental disorder not only hinders our ability to perform tasks effectively but also negatively impacts our emotional well-being. When the mind is in a state of entropy, even the simplest tasks can become challenging, and mental chaos ends up reflecting in all aspects of life. The impact of psychic entropy on productivity is significant. Imagine trying to work on an important project while your mind is full of random thoughts, worries, and distractions. Each time you try to focus, something pulls your attention away, creating a sense of frustration and ineffectiveness. This is psychic entropy in action, turning a productive focus state into a constant battle against distractions. In the long run, this mental disorder can lead to procrastination, decreased quality of work, and increased stress. Identifying the sources of distraction that contribute to psychic entropy is the first step in combating this invisible enemy. Distractions can come from various sources: constant smartphone notifications, social media, emails, and even personal concerns that infiltrate our minds while we try to focus. These interruptions, although small, have a cumulative effect that wears down our ability to maintain focus and increases psychic entropy. To eliminate or minimize these distractions, it's essential to adopt practical strategies. One important step is to set up uninterrupted work periods, where all notifications and external distractions are turned off. Techniques like the Pomodoro technique, which involves working in focus time blocks with short breaks, can help maintain focus and reduce the tendency to be distracted. Additionally, creating a daily routine that includes specific moments to check emails and social media can prevent these activities from consuming more time and mental energy than they should. Building an environment that favors focus and productivity is equally crucial in combating psychic entropy. This includes organizing the workspace to be free of visual distractions, such as disorganized papers or objects that are not needed for the task at hand. Choosing a quiet location or using headphones with instrumental music can help block unwanted noises and create an atmosphere conducive to concentrated work. Additionally, proper lighting and physical comfort, such as an ergonomic chair, also play an important role in creating an environment that supports focus. The importance of mental clarity cannot be underestimated when it comes to avoiding chaos and increasing efficiency. A clear mind is like a calm surface of water, where the waves of distractions cannot create turbulence. With mental clarity, decisions are made more easily, tasks are performed more accurately, and the day flows more smoothly and productively. Mental clarity is the antidote to psychic entropy and an essential tool for productivity and well-being. To maintain clarity throughout the workday, simple but effective techniques can be adopted. Starting the day with a brief meditation or mindfulness practice helps prepare the mind, allowing you to enter a focused state right in the morning. Keeping an organized task list with clear priorities also helps keep the mind directed toward what truly matters. Additionally, regular breaks for deep breathing or a short walk can re-energize the mind and help maintain clarity. The role of mental clarity in creating a balanced and productive life is fundamental. When we can keep our minds clear, we avoid the accumulation of stress and the feeling of being overwhelmed. This allows us not only to be more productive at work but also to better enjoy our free time, maintaining a healthy balance between personal and professional life. Mental clarity promotes a sense of control and well-being, allowing us to face daily challenges with more calmness and efficiency. Chapter 4: The Importance of Projects and Identity. Identity is like the foundation of our lives, shaping not only who we are but also what we do and how we move toward our goals. When we think about productivity, we often focus on techniques and tools, but in reality, everything starts with our identity, how we see ourselves and how that influences every choice we make. Our personal identity is closely linked to our productivity. Think about it: if you see yourself as an organized and focused person, naturally your actions will reflect that vision. You prioritize your tasks better, avoid distractions, and maintain a consistency that is crucial for achieving great things. On the other hand, if your identity is less defined, you might feel lost amid so many demands, not knowing exactly where to put your energy. One of the most powerful aspects of identity is how it is shaped by our vision of the future. How we imagine our future directly influences the choices we make today. If you see yourself as someone who, in the future, wants to be a leader in your field, that affects how you act in the present. Every decision you make, from the books you read to the people you associate with, is guided by that vision. It's as if, by having clarity about who you want to become, your path is charted with more purpose and less hesitation. Choosing your goals is, in essence, choosing your identity. When you set a goal, you're not just deciding what to do, but also who you want to be. For example, someone who decides they want to be a great entrepreneur starts adopting behaviors and habits that support that identity. This process is transformative because, over time, your goals shape not only what you do but also how you see yourself and how others perceive you. However, it's not just about setting any goal, but choosing problems that truly matter. Focusing on solving meaningful problems is what gives work and, consequently, life meaning. When you choose problems that resonate with your values and passions, the effort needed to solve them doesn't feel like a burden, but a mission. This brings a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond mere productivity. It's about living a life that's worth it. Think of great figures like Nelson Mandela, who dedicated his life to solving the problem of racial inequality in South Africa. His choice of problem was much more than a career decision, it was the essence of his identity. Similarly, when you choose problems worth solving, your life gains direction and purpose. Of course, building and maintaining an identity centered on productivity isn't easy. Life is full of distractions and external pressures that can divert our focus. It's easy to lose sight of who we want to be when we're busy dealing with the demands of everyday life. Additionally, inevitable life changes, like new responsibilities or unforeseen challenges, can test the strength of our identity and force us to reevaluate our priorities. Overcoming these challenges requires commitment to our goals and a healthy dose of flexibility. Regularly revisiting our vision of the future and remembering why we chose certain paths helps us stay focused. It's also important to surround yourself with people who support your vision and who can provide encouragement when things get tough. This support network can be crucial in continuing to move forward, even when the path becomes more complicated. Resilience and adaptability are essential for maintaining a strong identity. Life is full of surprises, and even the best-laid plans may need adjustments. Being resilient means being able to bounce back after setbacks, while adaptability allows you to adjust your identity and goals as circumstances change. With these qualities, you not only stay on course but also continue to grow, regardless of obstacles. To realize our potential and achieve our goals, it's essential to have a tangible project to work on. A concrete project gives us direction, purpose, and a practical way to turn our ideas and dreams into reality. Without a specific project, our energy can dissipate in various directions, without achieving significant progress. A tangible project acts as an anchor, keeping us focused and allowing us to move one step at a time toward our ideal future. When we talk about the importance of having a concrete project to work on daily, we're referring to something that keeps us engaged and motivated. This project doesn't need to be grandiose from the start, but it needs to be clear and aligned with our values and long-term goals. For example, if your goal is to become an expert in a particular field, a tangible project might be writing a blog about the topic, developing an online course, or even creating a product related to your specialty. These projects, while they may seem small, provide a structure and a clear path to achieving your larger goals. Choosing a project that aligns with your long-term goals is crucial. To do this, it's necessary to reflect on what you really want to achieve in the future and how the project can serve as a step toward that destination. For example, if your goal is to start your own business, a tangible project could be creating a prototype or conducting initial market research. This project not only advances your vision but also provides practical experience and validation for your ideas. An effective strategy for starting a project is to adopt the concept of minimum viable product, MVP. Starting with the minimum viable means launching an initial version of your project with the basic functionalities needed to function and receive feedback. This allows you to start small but with something that already has value and can be improved over time. This approach is powerful because it reduces risk and allows you to learn quickly from experience. Examples of how starting small can lead to great results are everywhere. Many successful startups, like Airbnb or Dropbox, started with simple versions of their platforms, testing their ideas with a limited audience before investing in major developments. Over time, these small ideas were iterated, improved, and grew into something much bigger. The key is not to wait for perfection from the start but to take the first step and be willing to evolve the project based on feedback and learning. Iterating and continuously improving a project is what really drives growth. By launching an MVP, you open the door to adjustments and improvements based on real responses, rather than assumptions. This feedback loop is essential to fine-tune and enhance the project, making it stronger and more aligned with the audience's needs or your own goals. This continuous evolution process is what separates projects that fail from those that grow and become successful. Projects, ultimately, are powerful tools for personal and professional growth. By working on something tangible, you develop skills, gain experience, and build something that reflects your abilities and interests. Projects also help expand your network, as they often involve collaboration or the need to seek feedback and support from others. This growth goes beyond the project itself and reflects in all areas of your life. Identifying and removing obstacles during a project's execution is a key part of the process. As you progress, challenges will inevitably arise that can delay or complicate your progress. An effective strategy is to anticipate these obstacles by listing possible difficulties and planning how to overcome them before they occur. Maintaining flexibility and a willingness to adjust the project as needed is also crucial to navigating challenges effectively. Finally, setting milestones and measuring progress over time is essential to maintaining motivation and ensuring that you're on the right track. Setting milestones, small achievable goals within the larger project, helps break down the work into manageable steps and allows you to celebrate achievements along the way. Measuring progress not only keeps the project moving but also provides a clear view of how your daily actions are contributing to your long-term goals. In summary, having a tangible project to work on daily is vital to turning dreams into reality. Starting with a minimum viable product, iterating continuously, and using the project as a tool for personal and professional growth are strategies that can lead to great achievements. With determination, focus, and good planning, your projects can become the building blocks of your maximum potential. Chapter 5: Deadlines and Routines to Maximize Productivity. Deadlines are more than just dates on a calendar, they are powerful motivational tools that can transform the way we approach work and productivity. For many people, deadlines create a sense of urgency that is often necessary to drive action. When we know we have limited time to complete a task, our brains go into alert mode, prioritizing work and focusing on critical tasks. This sense of urgency helps combat procrastination and pushes us into a state of intense focus, often resulting in improved performance. Deadlines have been key to achieving great results in various fields. For example, in the space race, the famous deadline set by John F. Kennedy to land a man on the moon before the end of the 1960s spurred a massive mobilization of resources, creativity, and innovation. The pressure of the deadline created a collective focus that resulted in the historic Apollo 11 mission, which landed on the moon in 1969. Another example is artistic and design projects, where deadlines can transform creative procrastination into a productive flow, channeling inspiration and energy to meet the goal within the stipulated time. However, for deadlines to be truly effective, it's crucial that they be set in a realistic yet challenging way. An unrealistic deadline can generate unnecessary stress and result in poor or incomplete work. On the other hand, deadlines that are too broad may not provide the pressure needed to stimulate productivity. Finding the right balance is key. Deadlines that encourage progress without overwhelming are those that most effectively promote the best work. Although procrastination is generally seen as an enemy of productivity, there is an interesting perspective that views it as a potentially useful tool. Procrastination, when used consciously, can create the perfect conditions for working under pressure, where many of us produce our best work. This phenomenon occurs because, by postponing a task, we often leave it to the last minute, where the urgency created by the imminent deadline forces focus and creativity. For some, this pressure is exactly what's needed to unlock their creative potential and complete tasks quickly and effectively. A classic example of how procrastinators can produce under pressure is the case of many writers who leave work until the last minute, only to enter a productive flow state and complete large volumes of work in a short time. Author Douglas Adams, famous for his The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series, was notorious for his procrastination but produced brilliant work under tight deadlines. This approach can be risky if not well managed, but when controlled, procrastination can turn time pressure into a catalyst for creativity and efficiency. To use procrastination productively and in a controlled way, it's helpful to employ specific techniques. One such technique is structured procrastination, where you organize your tasks to procrastinate on the less important ones while accomplishing the more critical ones. Another approach is to create false deadlines before the real deadlines, allowing you to simulate pressure and enter a high productivity mode before the final deadline approaches. These strategies help ensure that procrastination becomes a useful tool rather than an obstacle. Setting deadlines effectively is crucial to ensuring that they truly drive productivity. When setting deadlines, it's important to be specific about what needs to be done and when. This includes not just setting a final date but also breaking down the project into smaller milestones with their own intermediate deadlines. This keeps progress steady and prevents work from piling up against the main deadline. Tools to help manage and meet deadlines are essential in this process. Project management platforms like Trello or Asana allow you to organize tasks, assign deadlines, and monitor progress in real time. Productivity apps like Todoist are also useful for keeping track of your daily tasks and ensuring that you're on the right path to meeting your deadlines. These tools help maintain organization and provide constant reminders of your goals, preventing deadlines from slipping by unnoticed. Finally, post-deadline review is a crucial component for improving the effectiveness of future deadlines. After meeting a deadline, it's important to assess what worked and what can be improved. This feedback allows adjustments in deadline setting and management strategies, making the process more efficient over time. Reflecting on the experience, whether positive or challenging, is essential for continuous growth and for developing a more effective approach to time management. Daily routines are one of the most powerful tools we have at our disposal to achieve efficiency and productivity in our lives. When we establish a routine, we are essentially programming our minds and bodies to function optimally, day after day. The constant repetition of specific activities helps eliminate the need for constant decision-making, reducing mental fatigue and freeing up energy to focus on tasks that really matter. The power of daily routines lies in their ability to create a mental and physical environment that favors consistent performance. Think of elite athletes who follow rigorous training and diet routines. These routines allow them to be at the peak of their physical and mental form, ready to face any challenge. Similarly, successful professionals often follow daily routines that include meditation, physical exercise, and time blocks dedicated to the most important work. These practices not only increase productivity but also help maintain balance and overall well-being. Examples of effective routines are abundant. Many entrepreneurs start the day with an hour of power, which may include reading, reflection, and planning for the day. Others prefer to start the day with physical exercise to energize the body and mind before diving into work. For example, Steve Jobs was known for using the morning to review his priorities and think about the big questions before starting the day. These routines create a solid foundation for a productive day, ensuring that the most important activities are accomplished without the interference of distractions or procrastination. Creating and maintaining a routine aligned with your goals is essential to maximizing its benefits. To do this, it's important to first identify your priorities and what you want to achieve. Then, build a routine that incorporates activities that support these goals, such as time blocks dedicated to creative work, learning, or self-care. The key to maintaining a routine is to make it sustainable, starting with small changes that can be incremented over time rather than trying to overhaul your entire day at once. However, adopting a new routine can be uncomfortable at first. This discomfort is natural, as we are breaking with old and established patterns, and the body and mind may resist these changes. The good news is that this discomfort is temporary. With perseverance, the new routine becomes more familiar and eventually automatic. Strategies to overcome this initial discomfort include starting with small changes, being patient with yourself, and celebrating small victories along the way. Another effective strategy is to use visual reminders or set up an environment that favors the new routine, such as preparing workout clothes the night before to make morning exercise easier. Monitoring and adjusting routines is a crucial practice to ensure that they continue to be effective over time. As your priorities change or new challenges arise, you may need to adjust your routine to stay aligned with your goals. Use tools like journals, habit tracking apps, or simply a calendar to monitor your progress and make adjustments as needed. This flexibility ensures that your routine remains relevant and effective, helping you stay on track. Consistency in applying a routine is what leads to exponential improvements in productivity. When you perform the same productive activity day after day, it becomes easier and you start to notice significant improvements. This consistency creates a compound effect, where small daily efforts accumulate over time and result in major advancements. For example, writers who dedicate an hour a day to writing can, over a year, produce entire books. This kind of progress is not possible without daily consistency. People who have achieved great success often attribute part of their accomplishments to the consistent routines they maintained over the years. Writer Stephen King, for example, writes every day regardless of the circumstances, which has allowed him to produce an impressive amount of work throughout his career. Similarly, athletes like Serena Williams follow rigorous training and recovery routines, allowing them to compete at a high level for long periods. These examples show how consistency is one of the keys to sustainable success. To measure and celebrate the progress made through consistent routines, it's helpful to use tracking tools and specific metrics. Habit tracking apps like Habitica or Streaks allow you to visualize your progress and stay focused. Additionally, celebrating small victories, such as completing a full week of workouts or reaching a monthly reading goal, is a great way to keep motivation high and recognize the positive impact your routine is having on your life. Chapter 6: The Role of Rest and Productivity. Rest is often underestimated, especially in cultures that value continuous work and long hours of dedication. The idea that working incessantly leads to success is a deeply ingrained myth, particularly in Western culture. However, this paradigm of constant work often results in inefficiency and burnout, undermining long-term productivity. In fact, science and the experience of great visionaries show that rest is not only essential for work quality but also for career longevity. Western culture, especially in countries like the United States, often glorifies long working hours. The idea of hard work is often associated with endless hours of effort, as if success were measured only by the time spent in the office or in front of the computer. However, this approach often leads to burnout, a condition of physical and mental exhaustion that can undermine creativity and productivity. Working continuously without adequate breaks not only decreases work quality but can also shorten a person's career over time due to accumulated wear and tear. There are countless historical examples of visionaries who defied this norm of continuous work and still achieved great things. Thomas Edison, for example, was known for working intensely but also for taking frequent naps to re-energize his mind. Charles Darwin, the father of the theory of evolution, structured his day around only a few hours of concentrated work in the morning, followed by long periods of rest and reflection. Winston Churchill was also a proponent of rest, dedicating part of his day to regular naps, even during World War II. These examples show that rest is not a luxury but an essential part of a productive routine. Rest directly contributes to work quality and career longevity by allowing the mind and body to recover and re-energize. When we rest, our mind continues to process information in the background, often leading to insights and creative solutions that wouldn't arise during periods of intense work. Additionally, regular rest helps prevent burnout, allowing you to maintain a high level of performance throughout your career, rather than burning out all your energy quickly. To maintain mental sanity and ensure that rest is truly restorative, it's essential to have rigid and clear transitions between work and rest. In a time when the boundaries between work and personal life are increasingly blurred, especially with the prevalence of remote work, these transitions become even more crucial. Without a clear separation between the two, it's easy to fall into the trap of working all the time, which can lead to mental and physical burnout. Successful people often adopt transition rituals to help clearly mark the end of work and the beginning of rest. For example, Ernest Hemingway had the habit of stopping writing when he was still in the middle of an exciting scene, leaving the continuation for the next day. This not only marked the end of his workday but also left his mind ready to resume creativity the next day. Steve Jobs was known for taking long walks after work, using this time to decompress and reflect. These rituals help signal to the body and mind that it's time to shift gears and enter a state of rest. Implementing effective transitions in your daily routine can be simple yet extremely powerful. One effective technique is to establish a work closure ritual, which can include things like reviewing your to-do list for the next day, shutting down the computer, or even something symbolic like closing the office door. Another technique is to use physical or creative activities as a bridge between work and rest. A walk outside, a yoga session, or dedicating time to a hobby can serve as an effective transition, helping to mentally separate work from rest time. It's common to think that resting too much can compromise productivity, but the opposite is true. Some simple strategies can ensure that you're resting enough without sacrificing productivity. For example, taking regular breaks throughout the day, even if brief, helps prevent burnout. Scheduling longer breaks, like an uninterrupted lunch or a walk outside, can be revitalizing. And don't underestimate the power of delegating tasks when possible. This frees up time for you to recover without letting work pile up. Finding the right balance between work and rest is crucial. If you work non-stop, wear and tear accumulates, and eventually, the quality of your work begins to decline. On the other hand, when you incorporate rest regularly and intentionally, you keep your mind sharp and your energy high, which allows you not only to reach your goals but also to sustain them over the long term. Rest is not a waste of time, it's an investment in your ability to keep performing at a high level. Sleep, nutrition, and physical exercise are fundamental for complete recovery. A good night's sleep not only helps restore the body but also the brain, which processes and organizes the information acquired during the day. Eating well is equally important. Consuming nutritious foods provides the energy needed for the body to recover properly. And we can't forget the importance of keeping the body moving. Regular exercise not only keeps the body healthy but also improves mood and helps combat stress. Today, we have various tools at our disposal that can help us monitor and adjust our recovery. Sleep tracking apps, for example, can offer insights into the quality of your rest and suggest changes to improve sleep. Fitness tracking devices, like a smartwatch, allow you to monitor your physical activity and recovery, helping ensure that you're not overexerting yourself. Even something as simple as keeping a journal, where you note how you feel after different types of rest, can be a powerful tool for understanding what works best for you. In short, rest is a vital part of the productivity cycle. Incorporating rest smartly into your routine not only improves the quality of your work but also helps prevent burnout, ensuring that you can continue pursuing your goals sustainably. When you value and prioritize rest, you're taking care of yourself and preparing to perform consistently and effectively, not just today but in the long run. We've explored the fundamental importance of focus as the true catalyst for success. We've discussed how focus, when well directed, can transform how we manage our time, increase our productivity, and achieve our goals. From building a solid identity aligned with our goals to the smart use of routines and the value of rest, we've seen that the key to success lies in knowing where and how to concentrate our energy. We've reinforced that focus is the thread that connects all these elements. It's what allows us to choose the right problems to solve, create projects that truly matter, and maintain the consistency needed to see long-term results. We've talked about how deadlines, when used wisely, can stimulate action, and how rest, far from being a waste of time, is essential to maintaining work quality and career longevity. Now, the big question is, how can you apply all this to your life? The most important thing is to start. The techniques and strategies we've discussed are tools that will only have value if they're used. It doesn't have to be perfect from the start. The simple act of starting to apply one or two of these principles can already make a big difference. Maybe it's creating a new morning routine, or practicing setting aside specific moments of the day to truly rest. What matters is taking the first step. Remember, consistent practice is what really brings change. The most significant transformations don't happen overnight but are the result of small steps taken daily. As you incorporate these principles into your life, they become part of who you are, shaping your identity and propelling you toward your biggest goals. So, use these ideas as a guide. Experiment, adjust, and find what works best for you. Over time, you'll see that focus, productivity, and time management will become powerful allies in your journey to success. Thank you for sticking with us until the end. Your likes and subscription are very important to us. Help us keep the Books Project alive and continue delivering high-quality content. Wishing you peace, and see you next time.